Hi there, my name is Amanda Smith, and I'm the COO at Harvest Harmonics. And I'd like to do a quick presentation for you today, introducing American farmers to a really fantastic solution here. We want to keep American jobs on American soils and specifically back up our farmers all across the United States. And so this is actually a program for research and development and tax credits for agriculture. And most of y'all will be qualifying for it, but most people don't know that this even exists. So I wanted to give you a quick walkthrough on this, and let's dive into what is an R&D tax credit. So this was actually introduced in 1981 to Congress, and it was loved by all Congress, and it has been expanded upon over the years, but it became law in 2014. And the research and development, the R&D tax credit, is a unique tax credit that applies to agriculture quite completely here, and I'll walk you through that, but it helps us to reduce current and future years of tax liabilities. It is a dollar for dollar reduction of taxes. And a very nice benefit of this as well is we could actually see if we can qualify or get you qualified for prior year refunds as well. Businesses can apply for credit going back 3 full years from the current tax year. So why are these offered? So we are really working to help American farmers, as is the American government on this point, and it's to help American companies be more successful. So economic stimulus, encouraging investments in agriculture to create innovation and growth. Now, I'm bridging this all over to agriculture, but this applies to any industry. But for us, for Harvest Harmonics, and for you, it's agriculture. So economic stimulus, encouraging investments to help create innovation and growth, encourage entrepreneurship, and help keep American jobs on American soil. So for the research and development, the 4-part test. So our technology, the crop booster trials, would qualify for all 4 points. And we say trials, our technology is out of testing, it's out of trials, but if you're trying it for the first time to see it and demonstrate it on your own farm, that could qualify as you running your own private trial. So number 1, the permitted purpose. The activity relates to a new or improved business component's function, performance, reliability, quality, or composition. Our technology would absolutely qualify here. So it is a new technology to improve your business, its components or functions, performance, reliability, quality, and composition. So we absolutely are applicable for point number 1. For point number 2, technological in nature. So the activity relies on physical sciences. Yes. The crop booster technology is on biophysics, the physical sciences. Biological sciences, we apply here. Computer science, we actually have digital data that is stored on our microtransmitters, which is then adhered to your irrigation system. So we qualify there. And for engineering, we qualify for all points of point number 2. For number 3, the elimination of uncertainty. As we know, when you're taking a brand new technology to a very traditional industry like agriculture, you have to eliminate your own personal uncertainty. So you're doing your own local trials for this purpose. There is a new and improved function. You'll see the benefits in the yield and your soil quality and everything else. You'll see the performance of our technology in many different ways, and you'll see the reliability and the quality of the results produced. So we qualify for point number 3, as well as point number 4, the process of experimentation. So this is going to be with a little bit of help on your side of doing some simple testing, such as soil samples or sap analysis. This is going to give you a clear indication of the trial and any areas to achieve the results that you're looking for. So with just a little bit of skin in the game from your side, small amount of money, you would absolutely qualify for the process of experimentation to get all 4 points of qualifications here for the tax credit. So some of the benefits of the R&D credits: helps reduce current and future state and federal tax liabilities. Dollar for dollar offset for state and federal income taxes. Source of cash for the small to mid-cap businesses. So mid-cap is the mid capitalization. So that would be your stock market price, right? Small to mid-cap businesses. So you literally could be getting cash back. You make the purchase of $10,000 and get a dollar for dollar offset of federal and state income taxes. So you literally could be getting a source of cash by utilizing this tax credit. Now, look-back studies can recognize unclaimed credits for open tax years, typically 3 years. So another benefit of this is we could potentially help you to get a refund on your past 3 years. Credits are carried forward for up to 20 years, which can also help improve your cash flow. So how this applies to farms. As climate change affects crops and consumer preferences, farmers are increasingly challenged to carry out experimentation and introduce new methodologies and technologies to increase productivity and respond to the changing markets. So as we know, the world is changing around us and we're having to evolve to stay ahead of the game. That's where we have sustainable agriculture, regenerative agriculture, climate smart agriculture. There's a lot of really beautiful things going on today. And what that takes is taking a new technology, putting it into play, testing it out for yourself and seeing how it goes. And that alone qualifies you for the tax credit under research and development. So a few different points here just to show you how this would qualify. So example is qualifying activity for grapes. So the implementation is the quick installation. The experimentation, what we recommended here was to not cut off as many bundles, as we know that the farmers like to trim it up to keep the energy condensed to produce high quality bundles for the grapevines. We told them not to do that and let it grow freely on a section. So that was their experimentation. And the new methodologies, that was a new method of growing for them, and it improved the yields. They got more grapes out of it. The energy was so high in these vines that there was no decreased quality of the fruits produced, and they could push through the full completion of all of the bundles that the vines had started. So they're getting the benefit here of improved yields. They're making money on that. And all of the testing and experimentation, which includes the implementation, so the installation, the purchasing the technology, all the soil samples, the SAP analysis, and everything would be fully qualifying here for a dollar-to-dollar refund. Another example here for decrease or elimination of the use of harmful pesticides, fertilizers, or other chemicals. So this was an internal testing that was done here in the office on Harvest Harmonics. We had 2 containers, one with Kimonasi, one without. We had a hurricane move in. We had to leave the office. When we came back into the office, the tray that did not have Kimonasi had thousands of insects in it, and the one that had the Kimonasi on it had literally none. And so right there, that was a qualifying activity. This experiment would have fully qualified us for the tax credit. Here's another one, crop booster with and without, and the implementation of smart irrigation. So it's a very simple installation with the irrigation system. And this broccoli field here survived a severe hailstorm. And so there was a good discovery there of environmental stresses and smart irrigation, that it was installed once and it took less maintenance and labor to maintain that field after that point. So all of these things would be qualifying, right? You can see that any farm activity, if you look and you see, and you're testing the technology for the first time, it's pretty much a no-brainer that you would qualify for this tax credit. So here's another one. You're doing a discovery of the implementation of farm management through natural intelligence automation. Our technology is installed once and active for a full 2 years. That's a nice automation that's going to free you up for better farm management by being able to spend your time doing other things. So again, it's just another point or another way that we can help you to get qualified. So here are some of the ways the crop booster technology specifically qualifies for these examples, like innovation towards relieving pressure on resources and natural resources. So we generally, on average, cut down a farmer's need for water by 45 to 65% with our technology. That qualifies. Proofing against environmental threats such as disease and disasters. So we cut down on the need for pesticides by making plants more pest resistant and also more robust against environmental stresses such as disasters like hailstorms and floods. Reducing energy use, such as diesel and electricity to run pumps. So when you're cutting down the water use by 45 to 65%, you're going to be using less diesel or electricity to run the pumps. We help by preventing waste in harvest and storage by increasing shelf life and transportation life. You get that by producing better fruits and vegetables, which is very consistent with the Kimonasi technology, crop booster. Improving labor productivity through efficiency in growing. So less applications of inputs, less labor costs, right? Our technology makes the plants stronger year round for those full 2 years. And it's an installation of 30 minutes. Very easy to apply. Lots of labor costs there. A lot of labor cost savings, I should say. Creating better resource management. Okay, so that's another thing. You're saving quite a bit of water, saving on the inputs, zero regulations. A lot of different things could fall into that. Advancing biotechnology. Absolutely. You doing your own testing is going to be working with us in biotech and improving your yields throughout. Finding better methods of soil management and smart irrigation. We qualify all day there. So business qualifications. The business must be doing one or more of the qualifying activities. So the first one here is a non-negotiable. Must have at least one employee on payroll. It can be the owner, but you have to have at least one employee on a W-2. So the next one here is revenue per year must be 500,000 or more. Now that is not a hard line on that, but that's just a good estimate because there is a fee to have the assistance to qualify, not to us, but we do have an agent that we're working with who really can assist you in getting your qualifications in. But these are more of guidelines, these last two here. Revenue per year must be 500,000 or more. That's a good guideline. And they must have paid taxes for the years they want to receive the benefits of at least 10,000 per year. So again, that's a guideline. That's not a hard rule, but if you've got at least one employee on payroll on W-2 and 500,000 and want to receive benefits for the years that you pay taxes of 10,000 or more, pretty darn sure it's a pretty safe bet that you're going to be getting this. And we would then have you work with our agent, Ms. Chris Lake. So a few things on this. You do not have to be just a large corporation to get the R&D tax credit. There's a bit of a myth about that. And here we have Mr. Glassley, of Iowa, very warm to this man for helping small businesses. And he wants to impress upon us that nothing could be further than the truth that the tax credits only apply to big corporations. He really, really would like to see small businesses take advantage of this offer. So this is Miss Chris Lake. She is the agent that we're working with. You would be able to connect with her directly, and she will assist you in qualifying and make sure that the process goes smoothly for you or for your growers. So that's just a quick introduction on this. Again, we're really, really keen to see as many farmers in the United States as we can possibly get to utilize this program because it benefits you, and it would make it very easy to work with us at Harvest Harmonics. Just making a purchase with our technology and trying it for the first time on your own farm to observe the results helps you to qualify for the tax credit. So I strongly urge you to speak with your local representative. Let's utilize this law for the benefit of our beautiful country. And again, I want to just thank you for your time and attention for this today. I hope that you found this to be useful, and I hope that this will help you to get your farm up to your new goals for 2023. Thank you so much.